potential long-term lease, my friend?
Sure. We have two properties in Riverside. Which one exactly you're speaking of?
Well, don't get too excited about the empty space necessarily. This is, uh, if that's on your radar at all, it's actually,
Yeah,
uh,
That's Arlington and Tyler. Yes.
there you go. Yeah, you know your stuff. This is a coin laundromat, and you have a tenant there, sort of, if that makes sense. It's sort of a
We do have a tenant there,
yes, 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 yes. All right,
and it is a coin laundry.
we're on the same page. So one, I do laundries. I have a couple of laundromats. My partner and I are always looking to build out some more, and we go out and scout them by obviously walking in. They're open to the public. When we see underperforming stores, right, old equipment, poor procedures, homeless zombies in there, all the usual stuff, I want to reach out to Juan, find out when and where and if we can perhaps sign a lease someday. And if that's today, tomorrow, next week, we'll talk terms. And then I put new equipment in. I renew the stores right away. We spend the money that it takes. Obviously, there's good laundries and there's scary laundries, and we don't intend to run them that way. So call this an introduction, if you will. If your tenant is great and they pay the rent and they give you zero headaches, then you should leave it exactly the way it is. If not, I don't know. I'm not asking about your rent rolls, to be clear, but when I look at this store, it's not something I'd be proud to have in one of my malls. You know what I mean?
No, I was actually there on site this morning. No, it's a little dated for sure. It could definitely use some upgrades, but this particular tenant is on a lease. I'm not too sure at the moment how long he has remaining on his lease, or if he's interested of selling the business. But I'll do you a better one. Let me give you my email address.
Yeah, I'll send you an email. Shoot.
prop.com.
I got it the
And just
first
go ahead, pretty much
time
just, yeah.
through. You said two things. You don't know what might be happening with his lease, and secondly, he might be wanting to sell it. I don't want to buy it. I don't. People sell these laundromats every day, and they're selling a
Right.
failed business in rented space. My thing is, I don't care if I ever end up with it. I'm not wasting my energy meeting Juan, sending you an email, making an introduction. Right at the end of the
Oh,
day,
then what are we talking about then? So, I mean, it sounds like you're wasting your time and my time.
I'm not wasting my time because we've made a nice introduction. If this is a good tenant for
Right.
you,
So,
and these are the type of tenants that you are happy with, fantastic. I'll come in and spend $600,000 on washers and dryers, but I won't spend the money on
mhm.
building a laundromat or buying a laundromat. It's called it a non-hostile takeover, if you will. I've done it 36
Sure, sure.
times. I'm happy to do it again with you. At the end of the day, the most important thing is that you understand what I'm saying and how we work and how we operate. I'm in no
Absolutely.
rush.
We have several people that are in the same exact business that you're in. That's all they do is go after coin laundries and do exactly what you do. So we're familiar with what you're talking about
Can
here.
you
So
who are you
if
talking
you have the
about?
time, I'm talking about several people that'll go out of the way and just all they do is buy
No,
coin
I
laundries.
I I know the same people. Who are you? Just give me a name.
I'm not privileged to give you that information at
Cuz
this
you're
time,
cuz
but
you're
go
you're
ahead and
you're
shoot me an
pulling my
email.
chain. You don't know anybody that
I'm
does
pulling your
this.
chain. All
Of
right, sir.
course.
If
You're
you're going to send
pulling
me an
my
email, you're more
chain.
than welcome to send me an
You
email.
don't even know who I
You're
am.
more than welcome. I don't.
Juan,
That's why I'm asking
here's
you
what
to
I'm
send
going
me
to
your email so I can find out who you are.
Bro, you're a tiny cog and you're telling me I do 120 million a
Wow.
year. You
Wow. Okay.
your voice is cracking. You're rattling so hard.
It's correct. Yeah,
Relax. Relax.
I'm laughing
You're
internally.
you're
Seriously.
probably on a treadmill. Okay. Reliable
That's probably
properties.
what it is.
Juan.
Sure.
You all
Okay.
right?
You gonna send that email? Yeah,
Yeah, I'll send you an email. Then you'll know who I am.
that'll be fantastic.
People
That'll be
calling you
great.
every day, bro. Fuck you, you little turd. Did you hear the guy's voice shaking?
Yeah, you started off okay, then it just started cracking. It's like,
Don't tell me that you have people calling you every day. Oh, I know
all
all
right,
about it. I
yeah,
know what they're doing. He's a tiny little realtor. Just
yeah.
understand that you're a tiny realtor. Just be a tiny realtor. Don't pretend to be Big Balls McGee.
Yeah.
Not really a smart thing to do when you got me on the phone. Because I just want people to shoot straight with me.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all I want.
well, see what, I don't know where you're going to send them. If you're going to send the canned one, see what this operator's intentions are, if we can find that out.
Well, I know that what you want to do is figure out whether or not you can scoop up this laundromat, but I don't want to talk to this guy any longer. So what I want you to do is to figure out somebody a little higher on the totem pole. This is a big outfit, so go back to them and figure out who's bigger. Do that for me.
Well, yeah.
And you.
All right.
Because the only reason he went sideways is because he lied to me. Oh, we have, I don't know what's going on with my tenant. He said they were just on premises today. You know what he meant? Like the landlords.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, well, what are you doing there today? Why?
They were walking around. This is an embarrassing, but he treated me like I was a salesman selling something, and then he lied. Does he have a single other individual that he's done this or is doing this with? What do you think? Ever?
Yeah, no.
Absolutely. So don't lie to me, because I'm not going. These guys love tenants that are meek, scared little sheep. They love it.
Yeah.
That's not you, because I'm your mouthpiece. So I'm basically, through you, making him understand, no. And that's the truth of it. When you call up and say, hey, I'm with Walmart, they're gonna speak to you in a very different tone, or put you on with somebody else. You're not going to be dealing with the same guy. Let's face it.
Yeah.
You were saying, sorry.
Yeah, these commercial guys. I mean, they're going to cover a territory, right? So could that be his territory?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a big outfit, and you got the phone number from the dentist's office, so he's probably the guy that negotiated their lease, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it. You understand.
Yeah, I'll see what I'll go up the food chain over there at Reliable.
Yeah.
See what's doing.
Get somebody, because there was I'm not going to allow someone over the phone to bullshit me, i.e. you. That's all.
Yeah.
It's not a fun. Yeah. It's not a fun game. When you get somebody on the phone, I know what you do. You're a salesman. Got you guys calling me every day. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Who? And honestly, in the past, I've had these guys, they'll name big names. They'll say, I got the Williford brothers over here. This is their territory, but if he knows people, why doesn't he know me? Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We have another opportunity, and I know you're driving here. So this is, we found out that so-and-so got fired, and the next person moved in, and now we've got the doc, and we're dialing him direct. Did I talk to this guy at any point yet?
No, left a message. Talked to the wife. Okay. Wife gave us his number.
Right. The wife was kind enough, old school, to literally give us a doctor's number so he can make a bedside mannerist house call.
Show us his bedside manner.
Just so old school and so kind of him. All right, let me dial him up. You can mute your phone. Don't get in a crash, please.
Got it. Yep.
Stand by. That's never going to work. Did you subscribe?
Thank you for calling Pueblo Medical
Now's your
Center.
chance.
If this is a life-threatening emergency, please hang up and dial the emergency room. Gracias por llamar a Pueblo Medical Center. Si es una...
All right.
No, Danny.
All right,
you, no,
I know. That's his office number.
You see, in the green, I think.
Yeah, relax. It's way down. I was on the wrong page.
Yeah, it got cut. Yep.
Yeah, they have very similar numbers. Like I noticed, it's 1 digit off.
Yep.
I hope you do crash.
That's it. Ass.
Oh, stand by. I know you subbed.
Hello, this is Dr. Sharp. Voicemail with your information and your phone number, and I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Doc, hope you don't mind. Your wife provided your number as we are looking to lease some space from you. This is not a house call. This is in reference to some commercial space. I'm interested in leasing. Call me back on my cell phone, my friend. 48. Thanks very much. All right, my time with you is done. But the funny thing is, I said this before, he says, if this is an emergency, hang up and dial 911. And he's the only guy that can say that, and it makes sense because he's a goddamn doctor.
Right.
I hate when you call, like, I don't know, the local Ace Hardware, and they say, this is an emergency. No. Oh, my God, I cut my arm off. Where did you get the machete? I got it from Ace Hardware. Call them immediately. What the fuck? All right, I'll let you know when he hits me back. Oh, shit. Now I hung up on him. I'm so excited to get to you, louts. That was not on purpose. Start asking your questions, kids. Sorry, that was...
Some bitch, I thought it was one of Danny's chow.
No,
Like, all right.
It's called an Irish exit.
An Irish goodbye. Yeah. Right. On the phone.
You're just at a party and you're not, but I'll pay the bill on the way out. So then they're like, where did Danny go?
Shoot. Yeah.
Then they realize
where Danny go? Exactly.
The whole bill was paid, so nobody cares. All right, goodbye.
Yeah. Hey, question, quick.
Yes.
There. We sent out an LOI. It's been a few weeks.
Nothing.
Should I drop a text to these shitheads?
No.
Because it's not desperation at this point.
Yes, it is. It's not about you.
Oh.
We had a discussion because we wouldn't have sent an email until we did. We had a lengthy discussion. We had a back and forth. We hammered everything out. Then we sent it in paper. The LOI just backs up what we talked about, and then they ignored it. So you send a note to the pretty girl, I want to go to prom. You watch her open it. She crumples it up and throws it in the trash. You're going to send another note the next day? Hey, did you get my first note?
No.
The answer is no.
No, not the next day.
And that's okay. No,
yeah.
we're not. No, please stop. It is desperation. It's not you, it's me. We're not going to do that. Because in 6 months, when you go by there in the same shitty-ass laundromats in the same disposition, we're going to wait another 6 months because they're playing you. So, no, there's too many fish in the sea.
Okay. So, at best, add it to a call later.
Exactly. The LOI doesn't mean I put it in writing when we sent it. It doesn't mean you're getting a lease. Don't be losing sleep.
No, I know.
No, you don't know because you're asking me what we do. It's been a couple of weeks. Okay, goodbye. Ciao.
Later.
Boy, oh boy, has it been a day. I'm just going to focus on you guys for a while here. How does that sound? Wade, thank you for being here. I appreciate Wade. Wade is one of the prodigies out there in the Great White North. We call that Canada, and he's doing it well. Should write a song. He's into the charity stuff. He's winning awards with his laundromat. He's making money with his laundromat. And he came back to me and said, hey, you know what? Let's do this again. This was quite a ride. I don't want it to end. I feel as though a lot of folks can learn enough from me in order to move forward on their own. And that's okay. Public speaking, nude bathing, there's a lot of things that folks will never be comfortable with. Not that this has anything to do with any of that. I want to talk to you guys about an astounding email thread. I don't know. I don't know if this character it's upset me, to be honest, because this guy is so dead wrong about me that I went a little outside the box, and I even offered a free conversation. So I don't know if he's listening. I'm not going to get into any detail other than every single word of the email for you guys, the whole thread of the email, and how hilarious it is. Unless he sends his number during this live, because I'm not going to give him my cell phone number, but I did offer to speak to him free of charge because he's so dead wrong about me. He's communicating with a business broker who wants to sell him a laundromat. Let me just give you that tidbit. And the business broker poured honey in his ear and said, oh, I know Danny. I don't know any business brokers. I've talked to Danny. That could be true. So who's telling the truth here? This is not a he said. This is a bullshit artist versus me. That's what this is. So if you want to, I'm looking at your email thread, and if you want to pony up and send your number, I won't go any further with this. That's not a threat. I mean, I'm not going to out you or in any way, shape, or form. I just think that this whole thing is funny. You guys will see what I mean in a minute. And that's not a teaser. You know what I do. Wade, I'll probably call you up. Danny's the king of laundry. Oh, well, thanks. Self-proclaimed. I made it up. Marcus, tuning in live from Dallas. Hello. California, Texas. Look at you guys. You just all decided to say where you're from. Good evening, Danny D, says Joe. It's Joe from New Jersey. I'll be ordering my course on payday. Joe, I love you. When I hear a comment like that, let me be very honest. I hope that you are 18 years old and you're in your third job and you're going to order my silly course on payday. You don't have to answer. If you're 43 with 3 kids and you're going to order my silly, inexpensive course, not cheap or stupid, but silly and inexpensive, life-changing course, if you're going to do that and waiting for a payday, that breaks my heart. It honestly does. However, it's not me being elitist. It's me telling you the truth of me. I want you to get the information, and I want you to change everything from now on. Are you like me? I mean, when I see someone checking, I don't eat fast food, but when I see somebody checking me out at a bagel shop and they're in their 70s and they don't own the shop, they're there with an apron and a name tag, it hurts my feelings. I feel like, wow, there but for the grace of God go I. I feel like I don't want that to be my grandmother. These people didn't plan. They're in their late 70s, early 80s. They're working at Walmart as a greeter. They didn't plan. They didn't plan. So at any point that you are planning in some way, shape, or form, good for you. There's a lot of haters out there, kids. A lot of haters. Did I tell you, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, I wrote a $90,000 check to a friend's mom because she was selling her metals at the top of the market. Okay? So I'm giving, you know what, ma'am? If you go, I'd met her a few times. If you go to a coin dealer, and I want you to call the coin dealer, she's had these gold American Eagle 1 ounce coins for years, probably decades, I don't know. And bars and bars of silver, 100-ounce bars of silver. So I said, I'll take all of it off your hands, but I want you to call the coin dealers and find out what they will give you, and I will make you whole. I'll give you more than they will. Not more than I can buy it from them at, you understand, kids, I'm not a saint, but more than they'll provide you, more than they would give you, and it'll be a check I'll write you, and you can go straight to the bank. Here's the point. I was buying that gold, not saying, you know what, my buddy's name is Kevin. He probably wouldn't mind me saying that. He used to be my neighbor. And his mom is looking to sell her metals and buy a house. So he knows I'm a metals guy. So he said, hey, my buddy Danny will probably take care of you. And I did. So I write this check for well over $90,000, silver, and then 20 ounces of gold. On the day, it was $28.55 an ounce. Okay? It's a lot of money. Some of you following, how many of those coins do you want right now? Because gold today, the spot price hit $3,400, an all-time high. Meaning, did I rob her because I bought 20 ounces of gold that she'd been sitting on for God knows how long? I don't know what she paid for. It's none of my business. We made an arrangement. I stuck to the arrangement. It was a couple of days before we could get together, and honestly, gold went up. And she showed up here in my office. She said, well, do you want to do what we talked about? I said, no, we're going to go from spot price the same way the dealer would do with you, because that's the right thing to do. Now, am I calling her and saying, hey, I'm up 40 grand or whatever it is? Come on, don't be ridiculous. But it reminds me of the haters. It reminds me of the folks when I tell these stories, they immediately think you're lying. It reminds me of the guy when I went and bought, I don't know, Costco is the greatest. They sell 1 ounce gold bars and coins, US, 4 nines. It's pure stuff. I get a percentage, I think 5% back. I get a percent back on the card that I use. So I'm in there plunking down $20,000 happily. I like to collect stuff and I like to invest. Here's my point. There's no better way to buy it. And I put this on my channel, and I was at Costco and I'm doing a little thing, and I'm not really a finance channel, but there's some lifestyle stuff on here. And I posted a picture. You can go back and look at it on YouTube. And I think it was $2,300 an ounce. And some dude goes on, he's like, oh, in 2 years, gold is going to crash, you stupid piece of shit asshole. What did I do? What did I do to upset you, bro? So I don't know. I guess I'm letting trolls get into my head, the haters, because I went back when gold hit probably 3 grand, and I said, what do you think now? You know, jack off. And he's like, I told you 2 years. So now I have to wait 2 whole years to go back when gold is at $4,500 and say, well, I set my calendar, bro, and you were totally wrong. Anyway, I'm a little shot out of a cannon. And maybe I give you guys too much. I give, and I say to my clients, I'm not a motivational speaker, yet here I am motivating every day. I'm not a counselor, but I find myself counseling every day. There's that word again. My buttons make me feel better. Shelly and I are going to get massages later, so that makes me feel better. Just knowing it's happening soon. Joe from New Jersey, ordering the course. Prince of Laundry says, are those gray hairs? Well, where have you been, buddy? I think it might be time to turn it over to the prince. That's funny. Now I get your first little comment. All kidding aside, love this channel. Keep it up, DD. You named yourself the Prince of Laundry. I need to know more. You need to send me an email. That's a little sketchy. Not sure. I don't have any sons, so there are 3 princesses of laundry. They don't self-proclaim, though. Umar, hey, Danny. Hey, what's up? What's up, Danny? Love catching these lives. I learn so much each time. Thank you, Jose. That means a lot to me. It really does. I try. And it's, look, if it were me, I wouldn't watch these fucking things because it's just, you know. But if you do have the patience, or some of the guys who are over the road truck drivers, et cetera, you know, I think I would want to fast forward to where the call was, where I hear the call. But I would be wrong. I would be wrong because I wouldn't get all the other tidbits and the answers to your questions and the callers that we bring on and all of that. So thank you. That makes sense. I'm just telling you that I don't have the patience necessarily for it. Willie says, when Danny says you have his number forever, I took a few months off from scouting, but I'm getting back into the search. Yes, Willie, true. You know, understand the way that I do things is so outside the box because let's just talk about the word. There's that word again. Consultants. Okay. I read books about consulting back when I was a private investigator, and I left a firm and went out into private practice. And I read 3 books. So I didn't trust any one of those books. And most of them said, take what you used to earn in salary, what you used to make a year, triple it, and that's what your worth is per hour. None of that's true. I didn't see it being true for me. I mean, it was preposterous. I did very, very well in a corner office with my own bathroom and a Mercedes outside. I did very well in the PI days. So it just didn't make sense. Okay, if I wanted to sit around 5 days a week and wait for the other 2 where somebody wanted to hire me, maybe. But I also never read in those books that I need to consider my client. And the client are the ones paying for that time. And if I tell you that I charge X amount of time, X amount of dollars for 30 fucking minutes, what do you think of me? I know what I think. How is the 30 minutes going to be calculated? I go on a live. I've already been on this one for 27. We haven't even said shit. I'm a realist. That's why I don't have a million YouTube clicks, because YouTube doesn't want you to curse. And just talking about the consultants. There's that word again. Have a look. Have a look-see. I'll always charge accordingly. Easy for me to say. I'll always charge accordingly, and I'll never have a time limit on you, because that's frustrating. The preponderance of the people I talk to are folks like you, like the guy that's waiting for his paycheck, over-the-road truck drivers and single moms, and people that know nothing about business, period, much less laundromat business. Do I want to rely on only consulting with people that are business professionals that say, I can talk between 12 and 12:35, Danny? Here's $10,000 for your time. No thanks. I don't want that. So if you consult with me, you have to see the course. That should make sense, because you've got a million small questions. If you've seen the course, hit the button. It's inside the course. And you'll get my cell phone number. I just emailed someone my cell phone number 20 minutes ago. Sorry, 30 minutes ago. What's up, Danny? Renee, what's happening? Any additional tips for vetting these numbers of realtors from the course about getting numbers, Renee? Vetting numbers is different than getting numbers. Getting the numbers, the easiest number is in the parking lot. ABC Management Company. There's an empty suite with a sign. Vetting them, well, consider the source. If there is a sign in an empty suite and it isn't cracking and peeled and look like it's a dozen years old, just give me that number. We'll call that number. I'm happy with that. You're only going to vet numbers when you get them from an odd source or, oh God, I'm dying for sure, or online. Pardon me. Cut to camera B. Thank you. Try not to be an idiot. I got to wait about my illness until next April Fool's Day. What a horrible thing to say. Willie, No, already said that. Alabama, Cayman, California. Who told you guys to say where you're from? That wasn't me. Brandon, Miami. Look at us, good lemmings, stating before he asks us. Haha. Well, I just want to know your name, not necessarily where you're from. But thank you. I call you louts, not lemmings. Freddie's in Arizona. Brandon, people are miserable. Don't let those people affect you. Well, I'm not. Let's look at the email. I immediately told myself that I was going to bring you guys in on this. Nope, he hasn't sent an email. All right. Well, I don't talk like some people and say, well, the universe just did this or the universe just did that. But the universe just put Wade on this live. So, Wade, answer your phone. Or you're going to make me angry.
Danny, how's it going?
What are you doing? It sounds loud. Are you being mugged? Are you all right? Are you at the kids'
I'm
soccer
about to-
game?
I'm about to leave the job.
Leave the job? All right. Are you about to get in the car?
Sorry about that.
Are you falling downstairs? Are you going to get in the car?
I have a bike.
You ride a bike?
I do.
Oh my God. You're an environmentalist on top of all the other good stuff, or is it a motorcycle? Is it a Harley?
It's a motorbike.
Oh my God. All right, well, go in the closet or something. I need you for 5 minutes.
That's okay. I can hang out here.
All right.
Just punching out. Yeah.
Was it somebody's birthday?
Oh, there we go.
It sounds like you guys
No,
had,
just
or is it just like the last day of school every time everybody goes home?
that's pretty much it. Where I ran up to the punch clock.
All right, you tell me when you're settled.
I'm outside right now. I
Okay.
can chat. I'm just at the bike there.
I'm happy you came on here because I want all you guys to comment on this as I go. All right. So keep up with the comments as I read this. And this has nothing to do with a person. All right. I want to be crystal clear. I'm not a troll and I'm not trying to troll this person. It's just funny to me, and it will be funny to a lot of us because as I go through this story, I want you, Wade, to feel free to interrupt with laughter because it is laughable. All right. It gets worse as it goes. Okay.
I will.
And, your experience. Remember, Wade, we didn't set this all up. Ha ha, nudge,
We did not.
nudge, wink, wink. Yeah, I know. I'm saying. Oh, okay. Let me relax. This is our friend who got my course. All right. And
Okay.
oh, wow. All right. No, it doesn't matter. As I go through this, I'm noticing little things and it's worse than I even imagined. Okay. Got the course April 18th. All right. Do you want to know if
A couple days ago.
do you want to know if he watched the whole thing? I think we do.
Yeah, of course.
I think we do.
Yeah.
All right. So this is something that I rarely do. And by the way, if this individual who knows who he is, who's been emailing me back and forth for days, if he wants to just just send me his personal number or even jump into, here's even better. I'll go you one better. Jump into the chat and, well, okay, if you show us your skirt in the chat, all right, here's my solemn promise. I will delete your messages in the chat. So the only people that can see your faux YouTube name will be the people that are on here live. Okay, that makes sense to you, right? Like I said, Wade.
Yep. It does, yeah.
I'm trying to keep this person's, And look, this isn't a big deal. I'm making it sound out to be bigger than it is, but I want to keep this person's
Anonymous.
anonymous. Thank you. His persona.
Yeah,
So if he
gotcha.
jumps on here, I will provide a toll-free number and I'll switch over my phone. And I don't even need his number. There you go. But all right, you can do either thing, my friend. You can jump in here and say, yo, bro, I've been the one emailing you about how I'm going to buy a laundromat. Oh, boy. Yeah, that was good, Wade.
Good move.
That was pretty good. All right. Bear with me. Wade, I'm looking this guy up in my dashboard, and I'm terrible at all this stuff. Here we go. Here we go. Wade is an award-winning laundromat operator, by the way.
We're actually up for more awards for this year. We're trying to repeat. So,
I love it.
yeah.
All right. Our
We should
friend
be good.
joined up. And 4 days ago, okay? And let's look at the progress reports for our friend.
How many courses you went through?
What to expect, let's go. 1, 2, well, I don't need to go through all of it. I have little heat maps I can look at, and I'm not giving anything away here.
So you can see people's progress.
I can see if they've completed a course section. I can see if they've completed the quiz. And I can
Exactly.
see on the side when they have comments and whether others have commented within the course. And obviously, I interact with all of those people. So looking good so far. And the heat maps show me if that individual decided to watch something more than once, or, and it's supposed to give me the ability to say, oh, wow, this must be a great video course because this part of the video was watched 37 times by 57 people. But I don't give a shit to look at all that. All right.
Here's all the analytics, right? All the important stuff.
Yeah. Okay, this is pretty telling because I want to say that he did watch the entire course. He watched every video all the way start to finish. Some of them he heat mapped and he watched little parts more, probably where we saw Beverly. We all know what I'm talking about. And just kidding. There's only one, and then he watched several of the cleaning up,
Landlord calls?
the landlord calls. Thank you. You know better than I do. But he didn't complete
I know it.
the wrap up. Now, the wrap up is the last
Oh, really?
video in here, and it's not salesy, I don't think, but it says, hey, congratulations. You guys are awesome. You made it. What can we do next? And I don't sell you anything, but he fast forwarded through 2 major chunks of that. He didn't want to see it because I think that in his mind, he was like, oh, this is where he's going to sell me something, right? So, kids, I know you're listening to this little baby girly shit, but come on, jump in here. Here's the email thread. We're going back to it. It could have been anyone that wanted to be a part of this. And I'm interested because the guy is so new to this. I'm not going to omit anything unless it's personal stuff here. So, yeah, this is true. Okay, so he emailed me, and I'm looking at one thread, right? You follow an email thread of everything from earliest to late. So his first email was on Sunday. Easter. So his first email is on Easter. So that's pretty telling.
The day after you bought the course.
Yeah. Bought. Thank you. You're paying attention. I'm glad you are. Bought your course Friday, finished it today. I found you when looking for a business to invest in and started considering laundromats. I've looked at several local ones, but priced around $500,000, and one sold before I could make an offer. Oh.
Oh no.
Boo.
Poor boy.
Then I learned about your method. I want you guys to comment. I want you to say, you're full of shit, Danny. This isn't real. I know you're making this stuff up because you can't write this stuff. Then I learned about your method. I'll be honest, I do not want to go scout stores. I just want a laundromat. Okay.
Not the right way to do it.
But okay. I'm reading this verbatim. All right. I'm not giving anything away or
Exactly.
giving anything up. I'm not afraid of hard work. I just work full time. And I'm not going to talk about some personal stuff. And it's not crazy personal, right? Like how many children he may or may not have, what he does for a living. Okay. I'm not going to do that. This could be anyone. I want to make that clear.
Any average person.
Yeah. Well, an average person that does very well. I'm not afraid of hard work. I just work full time and I have X amount of kids and blah, blah, blah. I'm looking for a second stream of income that will allow me to eventually walk away from the job that pays me extremely well. He says that. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I don't have to keep exchanging 8 hours every single day for money. Oh, okay. Right? Doctor works 8 hours a
Very
day.
legit.
Banker works 8 hours a day. A lot of people work 8 hours a day. All right. We're not giving anything away.
I work 8 hours a day.
You work 8 hours a day and your money's being made at the laundromat as well.
Exactly.
Okay. Again, I'm reading just a little bit ahead because I don't want to say anything silly. I have some respectable liquid on hand. He doesn't tell me what it is. And a over 800 FICO score. It's 820. That's great. That's incredible. You can buy a Ferrari without a credit check, without a further check. Disposable income coming in every week. Good. All right. Great. I'm hearing all this. With that, what's Danny's finder's fee to find me a local laundromat? I'm not going to tell you where he's at, but he's not even in my state. He's in the United States of America. And negotiating a lease for me. What is that fee? There is no such thing. Wade, tell him. Are you nuts?
It doesn't exist. Yeah, you're not going to go scout for him.
Why and how am I going to go to your state and find you a laundry? Come on, dude. The guy thinks very, very little of me. Still looking at my email.
Yeah, it's kind of insane.
Still not seeing him sending his info. All right. What would it cost? All right, now it gets a little weirder. Does that even exist? He asks. Now,
He asked you.
I leave my videos up, and for that reason, I'm not going to talk numbers right now, and I know Wade won't either, but he says, I think I saw X amount to be able to contact you, and that's on the same amount for my never-ending consultation, okay? I think I saw X dollars to be able to contact you and send you scouted stores to call on. Is that true, Wade?
Yes, and worth every penny.
No. Listen again. I think I saw X, a small amount of money, to be able to contact you and send you scouted stores to call on.
Oh, okay. So you're saying no.
No. There's our first bobble with where this gentleman, as intelligent as he may be, he didn't really read what is large print. So he thinks for that amount of money, which is 3 digits, that I'm the fool that I am. I'm going to start calling landlords. Okay. How many stores? How long will I do that? Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Then he said, this is word for word. I think I saw XXX to be able to contact you and send you scouted stores to call on. Wrong. Try not to be an idiot. And then I saw an XXX fee. What exactly does that get me? He didn't read it.
Yeah.
What else do you offer? Question mark. Well, that's it. What else do you want me to fucking do? The small fee gets my phone number for life. That's how I know Wade's number and how I would know your number, sir. He goes on, I live in XX state and city. I noticed one of your students is right around the corner in XX city, different city. These are big populated cities. Probably more around here, I don't know about. Am I even in a good market area? Regards. It's the first email. And I'm not going to tell y'all that he didn't watch the course because he did. Okay. Now this is small stuff. He asked, okay, because he didn't understand what was going down and he asked me about my fees, I had Nigel email him my full fee schedule, right?
Mhm.
And make it easy on him by sending him an invoice. The same amount that's on the website, the same amount that he saw in the course. No big deal. And I also wrote a personal note. Okay. Try not to be a dick and say, well, that's not correct. I don't know at what point I made this guy mad, but I want to read you verbatim.
Got it.
So April 21st, which was yesterday, he writes back, after receiving my full fee schedule from my offices and an invoice, which is clear that he doesn't have to pay. It's not an invoice that you owe. I need to go around and look at a few local laundromats, he says. See which ones have within a reasonable commute would be good prospects. Good. He's decided I'm not going to do it, right?
Yep, exactly. He understands.
Then he says, the XXX, meaning the city he lives in, traffic is no joke. I worked remotely full time for most of my 25-year career. I get road rage running up to Publix. Oh, shit, that might give away where, well, you know, that's the whole Midwest. A mile away. I think this is cute, right? I'm going to make this work. I need to get out there first and foremost to see what's available. Is Googling laundromats nearest me a good idea and a good strategy, good way to start? For fuck's sake, dude.
Definitely no.
We all know that. That's in the course.
Yep.
That's in the course. This is where it goes even more sideways. I'm going to go over and look at YouTube and see if he's jumped in here.
All right.
Go buy one, dude. This is funny. Glad to see you, Danny. How many bikes are in your garage? 0. I'm working on my 8th Harley, which means I don't have one. When I had my 3rd daughter, I started doing machine guns instead of bikes. You need to read everything properly. He needs to read everything properly. Yes, thank you very much. Virginia, that's where Ken is from. Hi, Ken. $10 he had the course on as background noise. Yeah, probably. All right, good. We're all excited. We're into this shit. Glad to know it. I meant bicycles. Oh, I get it, Josh. Yeah. Somebody sent me a meme where there's like 50,000 boxes of ammunition and it says, how ridiculous. Who needs 2 bicycles in their garage because there's bikes in the corner? Lindsay, sounds like a doctor or lawyer coming from healthcare myself. He just expects that some price he can buy anything and put no effort into the bit. Oh, no, my God. Lindsay's probably a nurse. She hates doctors, much like he did with the course. No effort.
I thought it was the same thing, to be honest. I figured it was like a high value person in a sense.
Well, yeah, we're talking $500,000 a year. According to what he says, right. I don't know. I don't know this person, but we're getting there. All right, here we go. I'm going through the thread. Again, every time he emails me, I write him back, even on Easter Sunday. It's not an automated system. He took the time to, when someone takes the time to write a lengthy email, I think they might expect a lengthy response, but they don't fucking deserve a lengthy response. What they deserve from me is the truth. And that truth might be no.
Exactly.
They might write me a 20-page email asking about buying a laundromat, and I might say no. I wouldn't because it's just no. It would be no. You'll see. Here we go. I'm going to leave a little bit of this out, but here's one 20 miles / 40 minutes from me. Not 24 hours. Rent is $80-something a square foot. 3 exclamation points. Includes water, exclamation point. So we're talking about well water or a landlord dumb enough not to know to have a separate meter, which will change later. Asking price, $210,000. Okay. Claims 91,000 revenue, $27,500 cash flow. Let's do the math. Is that 25% in rented space? Fuck no. Those are lies.
No.
But he saw the same course you did, like you said, background noise. Maybe. Now he gives me the words, excellent opportunity. And
That's
please.
what's in the advertising. That's what they put in the advertising.
Right. Don't be assholes. I'm not going to read this whole thing. If I do read the whole thing, somebody will basically be typing it because they're better than me, and then they'll put it on the internet and figure out where this dude is at. I don't want that. I'm making not an example of this person, but an example of how crazy this is going to go in a minute. Blah, blah, blah. New stuff has been installed. Blah, blah, blah. The rent is very low at just this amount. Blah, blah, blah. By the way, it's 1,500 square feet. So it's an absolute bare minimum where you could ever make any money.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Here we love this. Here's the last line. You're going to love this. Great opportunity for a hands-on owner who will market and advertise and take the business to the next level. Come on, where did they get this? Brokers are us?
That's exactly right from the advertisement. That's in the end.
Now we are going back to our email friend who has seen my course, okay? Should I scout this one? Question mark. Appears there's nothing really negotiate in this lease though, right? Unless there's no air conditioning. He paid attention to the tour. He's saying, what can we get since the rent is so low? You get fucking lower rent. You get a year of abatement. You get zero deposit. Of course, there's plenty. There's tens of thousands to negotiate. I'm going to read it again. Should I scout this one? So he hasn't even gone there. He's just looking at an ad.
What it looks like.
Appears there's nothing really to negotiate lease-wise, right? No comma. Unless there's no AC. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Listen to this, Wade. If this looks okay, I'll pay your fee and we can discuss his name. What should I write if I'm a piece of shit? What should I write? What should I write? If I want his money,
do it.
What should I write?
You're right. Let's do it.
Sounds great. I'm a cheerleader for this one, buddy. Wow. That's the laundromat that you need to go after. We'd better call that landlord before you lose it, right?
Exactly. If you didn't care, that's what you would do.
Thank you for tooting my horn. Yesterday,
It's true.
on Monday at 8:35 p.m., Mr. D'Angelo wrote back and said, X, his name, it's not about any, all caps, one laundromat, bro. It's about all of them. Words of wit. It's not about any one laundromat, bro. It's about all of them. That's all. And I sent it, okay, with my signature. Okay?
Yeah, makes sense.
Now let me explain. This is me saying to this man. Now I don't know if he imbibes in alcohol. I certainly do. I don't know if he was intoxicated. I'm not saying he was. Don't know him. Has this exchange been odd yet? Not really. No, I don't think so. But this is where it goes a little sideways. Ha! Don't bro me unless you know me. All right, that's funny, I guess. But he knows me. He's seen an entire 51 hours of course, and he's watched my dumbass face yell at him, right? He kind of knows me. I'm just calling him bro. I mean, I'm not the Hulk. I'm not ripping my shirt off. But like, yeah, bro.
Exactly. It's normal conversation.
Now, he says a couple of lines that are not personal to him or me. But what he says here next is that my old self reminds me of him before he started doing a thing, and it's not illegal, it's not illicit. And then he says, my new self reminds him of his current self after he started doing another thing, which is something that's good for you, right? Like working out. All right, I'm not going to get into that because it's not personal. None of it's personal. I don't know this guy. But it's a little weird. It's a little odd. I don't know him.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
one person,
me,
exactly.
Wade, I don't know you. We've spent 100 hours together negotiating and
Oh,
talking. But unless we break bread, I have a certain embarkation point. It's like once we break bread together, we sit down, we have a meal, whether my wife makes it or I pay for it. It's just different. You have to have lines in the sand.
Exactly.
I don't consider us friends. We're friendly, but it's a different thing. When I call a man my friend, it's a different thing. No offense.
I understand.
And
I
I know
understand, exactly. Makes
and
sense.
I know that wouldn't offend you.
No.
Then he says, all this is just about observation. It's completely irrelevant. I know. Oh, all right. So he knows. All right. And again, this is 9 o'clock at night. Sometimes I just wish I wasn't making $500,000 a year with no overhead, working from home in the comfort of my house with no overhead. It makes me awfully content. Only issue is, he said this before, trading my time for money. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Laundromats, you're pulling gold out of the streets, right? I mean,
You go to your job now and punch a clock and say, well, fuck it, this is fun. I get all my benefits. I kind of laugh at my boss and they don't do anything. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I got another thing. I can walk away from here anytime I want. I'm getting laundromats.
Exactly.
Then he says, I have to admit, 2 days, 2-3 hours a day, as shown in my video, The Day of the Life. He did watch the course. Sure looks good, though. And then he signs off. Okay? Now, remember that.
Right.
I write back at 9:49 p.m. last night on Monday. Good God, I'm like 2 whiskeys in. I write back, if you're happy, don't change anything. Right? Am I being an asshole?
Nope. Seems reasonable to me.
I certainly wasn't trying to. So
I didn't think so.
Maybe he was sleepy beepy. But my point is that I meant it. The spoken word cannot be misunderstood. I say this a lot. Wade, you're an asshole.
Yeah, man.
Shut up, Danny. If I texted you, Wade, you're an asshole, you'd be staring at it, reading it. 20 minutes would go by and you'd be like lamenting it. God, what did I do to Danny? What does he mean by this?
Exactly.
Oh, God, what have I done? But if I go, one of my buddies, I'm like, you're an asshole. It's the way. Look, I'm from Brooklyn, right? Forget about it. You know what forget about it means? 100 things. It might actually mean forget what I said. But it rarely means that.
No, it means a lot of other things.
Oh, my God. Danny's wife, forget about it. You can say it a million. All right. Anyway. So I wrote at almost 10 p.m., if you are happy, don't change anything. I mean it. Don't give me money.
You legit mean that.
It's not me trying to goad this guy into something. All right. 11 a.m. the next day, my time.
Yeah.
You aren't happy. 30 plus laundromats. You're still not happy? Question mark. I'm like, what the? Now,
whoa.
I've forgotten at this point. And by the way, sir, you can still either jump in on the live chat and say, hey, man, an asshole would say, you sound like you found a gem. Pay me the rent. Yeah, thanks, Josh. Guys, if you're new to this, you're going to have to go back and watch this shizzy from the beginning because there's no way I can explain it or even begin to explain it. But I'm going in here and saying that if this person jumps on here, feel free to notify me and I'll remove you from the stream and I'll give you a toll-free number to call into so we can hash this out. But I'm getting to the point. We're almost there. We're almost there, everybody. I mean, this is entertaining, I think.
Yeah, I like it.
But it's about to get worse.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Not that this is bad. This is what got my dander up, TBH. I mean, I'm not easily upset. Are you happy? 30 laundromats and still not happy. So he doesn't realize that I built an empire and sold it. He may not realize I took my exit. He doesn't understand and some of the details of that are some of my clients are privy. Every single one of you knows that it's no one's business, and none of that is anyone's business. Part of the reason I act like such a dick on the phone is because I have fuck you money. So if you can't see my lifestyle pieces and realize, like, I'm not doing YouTube for money. When I say it,
No.
people just, it goes in one ear and out the other because they're like, oh, come on, everybody does everything for money. You've met an old guy that used to be a woodworker for a living, and he's retired, and he's like, dies the next day because he doesn't want to be retired. He doesn't know what to do. Then there's Elon Musk. Forget about politics. This guy wants to rectify things instead of making rockets. He's done with that. Here we go. I wrote back at the night before. He writes back at 11 a.m. You aren't happy? You aren't happy? ? Sorry, I had the inflection wrong. You aren't happy? 30 plus laundromats and still not happy? I didn't respond. Okay, maybe
you
that's
don't
what.
even know how to respond to that.
Maybe, well, that's because I've had quite a day today, and this was at 11 a.m. my time. Okay.
Yeah.
So at 4:30 p.m. my time, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Try not to be an idiot. All right, so like 5 hours later, I'll be frank, I haven't looked at my email today. Sorry, not sorry. People freak out. They're like, oh my God, during business hours, I'm on the phone almost all day.
Yeah, we did our calls this morning, actually.
Yeah, you and I were on the phone. All right, so here we go. Last wrote, are you happy? 30 laundromat, blah, blah. So, you are right. It's difficult to find anything online that's bad about you, meaning me, right? But remember, the internet is so vast. He's quoting me. These are things that I say in my course, right? Talked to a local laundromat broker. Uh-oh.
Good move.
Oh, guys, laundromat brokers are not my enemy. Not in any way, shape, or form. There are 2 or 3 or 4 or maybe 5. I know of 2 of them that are in sheep's clothing on YouTube that pretend like they want to help you to do things. Don't mention anybody by name if you know who I mean. They don't deserve it. But when you click a few times, you see that they sell laundromats. That's okay. That's fine. Don't go throw hay at me or talk shit about me using my fucking name when you're lying about what you do. Okay? Don't know who this guy is. Don't know who he's talking about, but here it comes. It is difficult to find anything online that's bad about you, right? But remember, the internet is so vast, and strangely, so far this guy's been pretty manly, and then he puts like a smiley face emoji. I don't even know how to do that on my email. Not kidding. Thank you for laughing. You're my only audience.
You're welcome. That's right.
Talked to a local laundromat broker that had a few bad things to say about you, that you've called him several times, and that's a real life, not internet. Small world. First of all, I don't call business brokers, do I, Wade?
Landlords or their agents.
Landlords or their agents. Now, if you look at my channel, I've talked to a bunch of brokers who sell laundromats.
Oh, they're a lot of fun.
A lot of times. And it's a lot of fun. The calls are always great, whether they're Chinese or were born right here in America. They end up in 10 minutes saying, you're right, Danny. I acquiesce. I give. I tap out. The place is fucking worthless. You're not going to buy it. Your clients aren't going to buy it, but some dumbass will. Have a nice day. In no uncertain terms.
The next sucker.
Right. They'll sell it to the next sucker. Can I read that statement again? Would that be okay? Talk to a local laundromat broker that had a few bad things to say about you that you called several times. What? And that's real life, not internet. Here's where it gets good. This is what I think upset me. And I know. You ever have a really bad day, Wade? I know you have, even though you're the nicest, loveliest Canadian guy. And
Yeah, my dad passed away months ago.
oh God. All right. But I'm not talking about like that. I mean a bad day at work or a
Yeah.
bad day with family.
Of course.
And you're wondering why.
Absolutely.
You're like, why am I so upset? What's got me wound up? And you have to take a quiet moment. I don't necessarily, what is the Om thing? Meditate. I don't meditate. But you have to take a quiet, introspective moment and say to yourself, if not others, I do this with my wife, like, why am I so mad? Maybe a friend from old times texted me, and I mean mad, I'm mad for some reason. Not like someone passing or a friend getting cancer or something, but why that could be,
Yeah.
but why? Why am I so mad? And this was the thing today that got me so wound up. Here it comes. He talked to this guy who knows me. This motherfucker doesn't know me. This guy doesn't know me. This broker certainly doesn't know me. Knows of me, hates me. Wish I would die because then he could sell more laundromats. Ooh, that's a rough one.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if this business broker wants to call in, feel free, please. Oh, and I know, by the way, he writes these like one-sentence paragraphs, which is really kind of weird. I think he knows that I want punctuation, so he's going overboard. Oh, and I know, this should be in quotes, but it's not. They just want to sell me a laundromat, comma, right? Question mark.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you just want to sell me your phone number. Smiley emoji.
You could care less.
Wah, 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 wah. Hold on. That's not even it. That's not even the crusher. Here's where it gets better.
Oh, geez.
Here's where it gets better. This is the lie that I must assume that the broker told him. And yes, Danny,
All right.
sellers do sell profitable businesses when there are certain circumstances behind that. Okay, sure. Yeah.
You can, but why would you?
The circumstances where they built a laundromat just to sell it, sure. That's not the crusher.
Yeah,
Here it comes. The last line of the email. And if this guy is a troll, he's winning. I'm going the purchase route. Okay. All right. I think it's obvious that your angle is to get a kickback on every retooling of these laundromats that you get new operators in. Take care.
I can say that is definitely not true.
He's got me figured out, Wade. Please.
Yeah, you get a kickback on the retool. Wow.
Any one of my prodigies, anybody that happens to be watching this, I know you're all busy, anybody, feel free to text me. I'll put every single one of you on here, but I don't have to. Because can you imagine the logistics of how I'm going the purchase route? I think it's obvious your angle is to get a kickback on the retooling of the lawn. Do I even know who your distributor is?
No, and so you tell people to go with whoever gives you the best deal. If you actually had a stake in the game, you would push people towards certain brands. So
I
obviously
don't.
That makes no sense.
Right. Thank you. I don't want to be. Listen, Wade, I have people, and this wasn't you. We go through their lease deal. They sign their lease. They're ready to get their equipment. They go, Danny, how are you going to help me with this part? I say, I don't. I already have. Sorry, but if I start calling distributors, they're going to think you're a rube and a fool and a pussy.
Exactly.
And you're none of those things. You have a laundromat. You got it for free. You've got 18 months of free rent. You've got free air conditioning on the roof. And now you're going to go to these distributors and say, this is my mouthpiece? No, you say, hey, I need the best price, the longest warranty. I'm out. So Mr. Fuckface, Mr. Email Man, Mr. Dipshit over here, who's only known me for 4 fucking days, who saw my course, and here I'm going to let one more thing out. And this is what I thought was funny in the beginning. I don't know if you know this. Most people don't. You can buy my course on my website, or you can somehow find it on my portal, which is, who do I use? It's like, Yellow Pages. I'm not lying. I'm so bad with the internet. Teachable, right?
Okay, yeah.
You can go into Teachable and set up an account. And sometimes people have a bunch of Teachables, right? They learn about knife throwing and axe throwing and throwing their daughter. I don't fucking know. But they want to learn about laundromats and other business. I don't fucking know. I don't know. So maybe that's the case with him. But you know what I did when I first ever set this up? And I've probably had 3 people do this. I allow you to make 3 payments, and I don't charge you more. It's 3 payments. Do you know what this guy did? He's only paid me 1/3 of the course that he's watched the whole thing. Wow.
Really? Wow.
Wow. I was
But,
laughing.
he's making like $550K or $500K.
Doesn't matter. But I'm with him. I don't blame him for saving money.
Yeah.
Listen. I want to tell you the last thing that I did. When I read that, and when I saw that this guy has been lied to by someone, or maybe made it up himself, right?
Yeah, maybe he just wants to do it so badly.
Right. Let me go to my sent emails because this thread is over. My own personal sent items, okay?
All right.
I have a wonderful, fabulous, incredible relationship with my wife. So frankly, I forwarded it to my wife.
What did Shelley say?
Because I wanted her to read the thread. And I said, read the thread. Here's where I said, if you're happy, don't do anything. I'm looking for it. Hold on. Sorry, kids. I'm terrible at this. Okay, you know what I said? Feel free to email me your cell. I'll call you. I'm passionate, not greedy.
Oh, wow.
So I've offered, and I'm still offering to talk to him for free. And I'm not going to go off the chain. I'm not going to scream at him. I'm not going to ask him what type of flavored cherry Coke he likes. I'm just going to talk to him about, briefly, for free, what his story is. And of course, stick up for myself and say, dude, I don't want this guy to buy a laundromat. I really don't. You know what I could have written back? Hey, dipshit, go buy a laundry. Write on a sticky note that on 4/22 of 2027, I'm going to see what I earned and call Danny.
Yep.
He would never call. I'd never hear about it. The sticky note would never end up in front of his face. And at the end of the day, I hope he doesn't buy a laundromat. You know who does? The broker.
The brokers, exactly.
The broker. Was that worth all that time in the build-up?
Absolutely.
Good.
It's a good example of what some people might think, and if they're led astray, if you will, down the bad path, if you will. So I almost bought the laundromat, right? And you stopped me from doing that, and I would have failed terribly if I did, right? So if he's listening or he thinks that's the right way to go, I know he's got more money than I do, obviously, but it doesn't mean it's the right way to do it, right? You're not going to profit on that store if you're buying it for $200,000 or $300,000. You're going to be out another 300 or 400 in equipment, and in 15 years you might break even, right? So why would you do that? Doesn't make any sense.
Wade, I'm glad you were on here to bring me off the ledge. I'm going to read some comments. Please, my brother, get on the bike, go home, and I want to thank you for being a part of this. And go. If you get home in time, and we're still on, make sure you jump on and make a comment.
Yeah, I can still listen to the conversation on my phone. I have an earbud in, right? So I just can't talk because the phone doesn't fit my hand.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll just put you on mute then.
Always, sounds good. Always give me a call if you ever need to talk or like that. I love it, man.
I don't need to talk. All right. Stay on. You want to stay on the phone or you stay on the YouTube machine? On the phone, right?
I'll stay on the phone. I'll listen to you on the phone, yeah.
Okay. All right. Just mute yourself.
All right.
If you want to say anything, you jump back on. Technology is grand.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, man.
It's fantastic, isn't it? All right.
Bye. Thank you. All right. So now we're singularly making fun of this dude. And I am upset because, again, if you find yourself having a bad day and you can't remember why, and your job is terrible, your kids are up your ass, you don't like your wife, all that stuff, well, you don't need to think about it. Change all of that. But if you're like me and you're typically thrilled to jump out of bed in the morning and your sports that you enjoy with your family and your weekends and what you do, what you're passionate about, and your followers, if you will, if you have any, or just your dog follows you, and you wonder why you're upset about something, figure it out. Sit and meditate and wonder, what really got me today? And today it was a guy that doesn't know me that tried to call me out on a lie. that tried to call me out being something that I am not and have never been. And I thought it was important to bring you guys in on it, and I still do. And I'm getting to a point because Tom says, Danny, relax. You're better than this. I'm not upset. I'm passionate. Don't call me a thing. Don't care what it is. If you call me to my face an asshole and say, oh my God, am I wearing that t-shirt today? That's a different thing. Don't step to me with anything but the truth. That's what I'm saying. Go to my Facebook me, follow me. Look what it says. When you're sitting there typing out your Facebook, I think I said for job title, I'm the assistant janitor at freelaundromat.com. Like, what am I going to say? I'm a CEO and I'm a thought leader. Give me a fucking break. Some dude who doesn't know me is telling some other potential client, I don't give a shit if this guy's a client, make 500 grand a year, but has decided that I get kickbacks. I've been offered kickbacks, kids. No, thank you. I'm going to wear a t-shirt that says Maytag. Back to the comments. Hands-on owner is a big red flag. Yes, if your operator is working. Yeah, on the sale price. All you need to do is become a hands-on owner and you're going to make more money. All of these red flags are a joke. All you really need to do is work in the laundromat 8 hours a day and your wife work in there 8 hours a day and you'll turn a profit. Absolutely true. These are highly intelligent business brokers who want to fuck you in the Josh. An asshole would say, yeah, exactly. We're going back in the comments now. Sounds like you have a real gem. Let's get to work, buddy. That's what he wanted. Guys, this is a good one. You're going to have to go back and listen. This person needs to stay away from even thinking about getting into a business. He needs to talk to people that have lost money in business before they see the reality. Hopefully, if he watches this, he'll realize that all of this is for his benefit, not for mine. Joshua, never a dull moment with you, Danny.
There's that word again.
Dull. Tom, I don't need to relax. I'm good. This guy doesn't deserve your energy. We love you, Danny. Thank you, Kim. That's so cute. Who is this? No, Tom, that's not. Tom's being nice. He's saying, relax, I'm better than this. He's saying that I'm getting my dander up for no reason. No, cut it out. That's not the guy. Brandon, that's hilariously sad. I don't know what I said. Hey, Danny, I tried to get your course a couple of times recently and it won't take a card. Not the case. You have to pay through PayPal. No. There's a whole drop down on my website and it all works. And if it didn't, I would know. Just putz around with it, Robert. I've learned a great deal through your videos, he says next. No, dude, it all works. Just it's confusing because PayPal runs the portal. So PayPal wants your money. And it'll say, hey, have a PayPal account. But just go click a little further down and it'll say, you can use, I don't know, Flibbits and Stibbits and any debit or credit card. So just click down a little further. If it absolutely doesn't work, go to another page on the website because every page has a portal. Sorry about that. Shucks, I hate it when a laundromat broker doesn't like me. A real tragedy. Could buy. Yeah, exactly. Go buy a laundromat. Unreal. Thomas, is it April Fool's again? I didn't like the last one. Sorry, buddy. I'm not going anywhere. You're fired up tonight. I am fired up. Lindsay, he's trying not to trade time for money, he says, but he will waste a year's salary on a shitty, failed laundromat. Makes perfect sense. These are their words, not mine. Mr. Chavez says the broker and the current operator are the ones that are going to be making all the profit for sure. For sure. Where are brokers, guys? Oh, yeah. There are brokers in disguise on YouTube making videos about me. I was about to say, where are the brokers talking shit about me? They are. They are. But they don't say what they do. Everybody's full of shit and everybody's looking for a kickback. Okay. Eric says, wait till he finds the creative finance gurus. Oh, yeah, his money's going to be quadrupled. How do I know if, oh God, Carl's got a regular old Carl question. How do I know if a laundromat with horrible reviews is worth it? Oh, Carl. Carl has not seen my course. Absolutely not seen. Carl, let's back way up, brother. Oh, now my head's going to explode because we went from all this craziness to this tiny, tiny question. It's a good one, I guess. Carl, would you or anyone you know ever give a positive review in a laundromat? Would anybody? You walk into a bright, beautiful laundromat, the girl's wearing rollerblades and a bikini, and you can't keep your eyes off her, and she does your laundry for free. Okay, maybe. But short of that, who gives a shit? It's a laundromat. But people will leave negative reviews if you rub them wrong. Ask my hundreds of success stories and the thousands of people who know me. Ask anybody on here who has a store. Ask Wade. Wade, don't crash. Be careful on his bicycle. So back to your question. How do I know if a laundromat with horrible reviews is worth it? Worth what? Worth calling the landlord and getting absolutely for free and then retooling and turning around? You'll still get bad reviews. Those bad reviews mean nothing towards our process. I know you haven't seen the silly course because that's in there. I talk specifically about reviews and what they mean before and after ownership.
Try not to be an idiot.
Tom Bolin says yes. Rick says, hi, Danny. Hello. Is your course online now? No more DVDs. Jesus H. Christ. Steve. Where have you been, Steve Chambers? Years and years it's been online. My bad, Thomas. I didn't know if you were serious or trolling. Robert Brown, good call. I'll go to a different link. Just wouldn't work on the main page. What? God. Uh-oh. Did you fall down? Did you fall down?
Yeah, big accident. Yeah. No, I just want to say something about reviews. So, go ahead.
Your turn.
My store had 22 reviews with a 3.5 star, had some pretty nasty ones, bad reviews. I'm up to 89 right now in about a year and 4 or 5 months of running this place. So 89 from 22 and up to 4.5 from 3.5. So, and that's with the negative reviews I had to inherit with the place because I kept the name the same.
Nice.
So
very nice.
I have plaques on the wall, they can scan it with their phone, leave a good review, we ask people to do it. And I lay out like 2 or 3 bad reviews, and it's usually about pricing. And I'm actually the same price or cheaper than someone like the other places, or I'm like $1 more than the shitty one across.
All right. Well, now, first of all, you're making me sound like an asshole, and secondly, you are the exact opposite of most laundromats, and you know that. Good for you. I'm proud.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Now I'm hanging up on you.
Perfect.
Goodbye. We're going to end this thing here in a minute, but we've had a lot of fun. Peter has a real question. Carl's going to get the course on Friday. Thank you, Carl. Again, I go back early. Everybody that's seeing this a little bit late, go back and watch the whole thing. It's worth the e-ticket. And some of you had texted me that we're going to get on the phone. We're going to push that till tomorrow. I saw a lot of small laundromats in Brooklyn, he says, but they were all 1,000 square feet with old machines. Would you still consider them if you can retool them? I'm aiming for 2,000 square feet. Peter, you're not aiming for 2,000 square feet, not in Brooklyn. You know what? You should only buy blah, blah equipment too, because I get a kickback from them. The fuck? You're wrong on both counts. And let me give you the answer, because I'm not the guy that says, go get my course, it's all answered in there. But just like with Carl, I know you haven't seen it because of that question. Small stores exist and profit in Brooklyn, in the 5 boroughs, and in parts of San Francisco, uniquely, and up in Canada, uniquely, because of the density of population. When you see a tiny 900 square foot store, you don't want it because the landlord could profit from it because he's not allocating rent. No matter what the rent is in the area, he's just collecting the money, and he's got built-in customers in the building above, not you. So don't go for it. Okay? Peter, you need the course. If you're out there scouting, you need it. All right, guys, I'm going to give you your marching orders, and they are precisely this. Go into the comments, not in the top chat, not here. Come on, there's 50 of you. There's like 75 people watching this. As soon as I end the stream, go in and guess what our friend does for a living. And if you don't get that, go watch the whole stream. Thank you, Wade, for being a part of this. And I want to thank each and every one of you. Have the fun. And why do we do this? Because it's an inside fucking joke, the whole thing.
Try not to be an idiot.
Ciao.
Goodbye.